Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Berkeley High School Spring Concert 2017. We're really excited to have everybody with you tonight, or with us tonight. We have 5 spectacular ensembles that will be performing for you. The group seated in front of you is our Jazz Lab. They're a group that meets 2 days a week before school at 6:45 in the morning, and they're led by a fantastic musician, Wayne State music education, and as well as involved in Berkeley as both a parent and staff member for the marching band. So please, for the first time, let me introduce Ms. Holly Volmar. After the Jazz Lab, you'll hear the Jazz Ensemble, which is our audition group. And then following that, you'll hear the concert band, Wind Symphony, and Symphonic Band, all 3 here at Berkeley that work really hard. Speaking of working hard, our students have spent a month and a half or so prepping the music for this concert. And to respect them and to really get the most enjoyment you can out of each piece, I would ask that everybody, student, parent, family member, and friend alike, take out your phone and turn it off. We are really fortunate here. We have a fantastic communications department that is recording this concert, and they're going to post it on YouTube. So there's no need to record it for your own devices. You can get it on the internets later. And it's great sound quality. We were fortunate with a bond that was recently passed. We have a fantastic new sound system here in this auditorium. And through our generous band boosters, we have some fantastic instruments to feed into that sound system and get recorded tonight. So there's a lot of great stuff in store, and we're really excited to welcome you here to Berkeley High School Auditorium. And without further ado, this is the Jazz Lab featuring or playing Summertime. All right, and now the suspenders come up, bow ties are on, and the jazz ensemble is taking the stage. So I'm really excited to introduce you to the Berkeley High School Jazz Ensemble. This group, just like Jazz Lab, meets 2 times a week in the morning from 6:45 until about 7:30. And this year they have performed at Central Michigan University's Jazz Weekend, MSBOA State Jazz Festival, the Valentine's Day concert here, which is always a favorite, as well as performing. Thank you. As well as Oakland County's Dialogue Day, which is a real treat because it gives us an opportunity to give back to the community and really participate in a fantastic event that our consortium of schools puts on. In the back, we have, in the trumpet section, rearranging their order, Mr. Kendall Christensen. Miss Hillary Kuhn. Alex Maurer, Aiden Bergsman, and Andrew Zapp. Making our way over to the rhythm section on drums, we have Mr. Will Dudek. On guitar, Mr. Will Townsend. Playing the bass is Andrew Schilkraut. And on piano is Brian Desmond. In the trombone section, we have on lead bone, Miss Eve Body. On second trombone, Titus Sewell. Third bone is Mr. Savio Will. And on the bass bone, Lily Gordon. And our saxophone section, over on your right on Barry, Franklin Wall. Tenor sax, Christian Sievers. Lead alto, Roman Grisham. Alto sax, Dylan Milton. And our lead tenor is Mr. Langston Howley. All right, so we're gonna grab a pitch, tune up, and then we're excited to play a couple tunes for you. Okay, guys, let's do concert B flat. All right, that was Billy Strayhorn's Take the A Train, made famous by Duke Ellington. On that, you heard Mr. Savio Will on the trombone, Kendall Christensen on trumpet, Langston Holly on saxophone, and Will Dudek on the drums. All right, we have a great brass we had a great band overall, but we have a great brass section this year. These guys have played at SNE. They've played in combos around town. They've been nominated for the Michigan Youth Arts competitions and stuff, which is really fantastic. So I want to celebrate that nomination for the Michigan Youth Arts Festival saxophone was Mr. Langston Howley, and that was great. And for the concerto competition, nominated was Mr. Aiden Bergsman, which is fantastic. So with all the work that these guys do, we wanted to share their talents with you. Our next tune is Brass Machine. So dueling on the trumpets there, you heard Aiden and Andrew. And in our rhythm section, you heard the Wills again. Will Dudek on drums and Will Townsend on guitar. Let's hear it. Jazz Ensemble, take stand. Yeah, Bones too, Bones too. All right. So next, we're going to do a quick set change here, and we're going to bring up the concert band. They're going to get themselves situated, and jazz band will exit. So we'll see you in just a minute. Seated before you is the Berkeley High School Concert Band. This group is made up of all grades, 9 through 12, and they rehearse each day. This group has had some tremendous improvement during this year, and I've been very excited to work with them. We're excited to perform for you tonight two pieces, Beauty and the Beast, movie just came out, as well as The Forge of Vulcan, which has some featuring of our percussion section. So we hope you enjoy. First up is Beauty and the Beast. This group meets second hour during the school day, and there are actually two classes going on at that point. The first is concert band, and the second is an independent study. We've been fortunate this year to have Miss Isis York join us during her independent study, and she's been doing work on music theory, on flute skills, looking at colleges and all that. And so I'm very pleased, as part of her curriculum this year, we discussed conducting an ensemble, and she's put in the work, so we're going to have her conduct the concert band here in the Forge of Vulcan. So we hope you enjoy. All right, at this time, the concert band are going to take their seats in, and we're going to bring up the Wind Symphony to set up their part of the program.
And this is done in collaboration, like I said, with family, staff, and the Berkley Instrumental Boosters. So this fund is established to carry on the legacy of Mr. Jeff Blaze Voigt, a band director for 21 years in the Berkley School District. Throughout his tenure, Jeff was a leader in the music department and a mentor to those with whom he worked in various buildings. He was a man of deep faith whose character traits included kindness, humor, patience, and determination. Although he was an introvert and very personal, Jeff opened up to those who needed him and had a talent for connecting with people. Jeff understood that music can be a powerful force and affected people in different ways. As a result, he formed connections with students that made them want to continue to play in band, not just for the aesthetics, but more importantly, because of the relationship that they had formed with him and their peers. It is certainly true that the band needs students. However, many of these students Jeff touched needed band just as much as it needed them. It is Jeff's love and acceptance of all that made him so special and beloved by his students. And it is in that spirit that this fund has been established. It is not necessarily intended for those who are the most popular or get all the solos or are the best performers or do solo and ensemble. It's for any kid who contributes. In short, it's designed to support those that Jeff had a knack for inspiring to become the most they possibly could. So with that, we are giving grants to middle school, which will happen in June for the Anderson student, and the middle school student will be receiving a grant for $500 to be used for music education, help with whatever it is musically they need. And at the high school here, we are giving our largest grant that we've now developed. It's a $1,000 grant to be used for music-related education or activities. And for that, I turn this over to Mr. Fulmar, who will announce our winner.
So it's a very special thing, and I'm very excited to give away this first grant at the high school with all that. So I'm going to bring the student up, and then I'll tell you why the student was selected. So please welcome up front Miss Isis York. as Mr. Oliva described in that narrative about why the fund was made, a couple of points really resonated with me as I thought about the time I knew Jeff, his interaction with students, and how that lived on through his students. Miss York is a student who served this year as band manager in title as well as action, but many years before that through her service. So she's the student who always asks, how can I help? I'm going to be at the concert 2 hours early to make sure the stage is set and people know where they're going. She's very eager to make sure that the needs of the band program are met, and that she will do whatever is within her power to make things happen and make sure that her peers are able to shine as they rightly should do at moments like this concert, graduations, performances, festivals, anything that you can think of. So her service really stuck out to me, and her enthusiasm for music is second to none. She's very passionate about her instrument, about making music as a whole, and it's been a great opportunity to see her individual side during this directed study, where she's really had to get into music on her own and take some self-initiative to see where that path may take her. So it's been quite the journey, and I'm very excited to hear about how it continues after you leave us post-graduation. And I'm very excited to present the first annual Jeff Blazes Voigt Memorial Fund Berkeley High School grant of $1,000 to Miss Isis York.
So real quick, it would be a grant without donors. We have put together a huge funding campaign that's still going on. So if you would like to donate to the Jeff Blazes Voigt Memorial Fund, we welcome that. Dave Enerson here, Vice President, will be out in the lobby to the left where there's a counter up there. He can take credit cards, checks, cash, whatever you got, your ring, as long as it's worth something. Please, think about doing that and enjoy the rest of the show. Right after these group, we'll have our 50-50.
So the piece you just heard was from the video game Halo. Spring concert, we like to do movies, pops, video games, things that students suggest. So that came to us from one of our percussionists. The next piece we're really excited to perform for you is an original composition, but it has a folk song feel to it. It's inspired by folk music and traditional tunes from Ireland. It's very interesting in the fact that the majority of the piece and the majority of the melody is in what's called a compound meter, 6/8. Zap, up, 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 up. But to create drama, to create interest, the composer throws in simple meter interruptions to that. So you're going to hear us go from 6/8 to 3/4, back to 6/8, then to 2/4. And all these changes and all these interruptions where the eighth note remains consistent, but to our ears, we got into the groove. We're like, yeah, this is kind of trucking right along. Oh my goodness, what happens? And that's one of the most important parts of music, is to create something that's interesting, something that'll hold our interest for more than 30 seconds. So we're very excited to perform for you Tales of the Emerald Isle. come up, you're responsible for chairs and stands. Okay, so as soon as the concert's over, flood back the stage, take a chair, hang it up, take a stand, put it away, and then hang the hands after that. Okay? Things are gonna be okay. Wait until Symphony Band is all sitting here. And then you can do separate. Alright, cool. All right. Now we're going to bring up our Symphonic Band, and they will take the stage, and when Symphony will head back to the audience. So, Symphonic Band, come on up. So, a couple of things before we start this portion of the concert. You've noticed each band has tuned on stage tonight, and if you have a keen eye, you've seen like wires for some of them. We promise we're not like filtering in pre-recorded music. Okay, this is all live. But we were really fortunate this year to be awarded a Berkley Education Foundation mini grant in the band room, which gave us a mixer. So we were able to project all the sounds from the computer, from MP3 players, from Bluetooth devices, metronomes, all the things that orally and audibly help us become a better musician. Then we were lucky enough again to receive a Berkley High School Parent-Teacher Association mini grant, and we combined that with some money from the district as well as some money from the Berkley Instrumental Boosters, and we were able to get a full classroom set, and band classes are big, of 50 tuners and 50 pickup mics. So students, if you guys have a tuner and a pickup, just hold it up really quick, because it sounds like 50, but when you see it, it looks like a lot. So these are all really cool, and the students are able to use these to clip directly onto their instruments, and it gives them a visual representation of intonation and where they're at. It's something that when you become a professional player, you want to master by ear, but for all of our visual learners, myself included, it really helps to use a tool like this to get you started and to see it lined up, and then you start hearing it correctly, and then you can notice when you need to make adjustments on the fly. So our students have been using those tonight, and we kind of did it publicly to be able to say this nice ad about the BEF and the PTA. So we're really gracious for those institutions for helping us out. And now for the fun part of this. So seated in front of you is the Symphonic Band, and they're playing some real solid band literature tonight. If you think of your favorite movie, and then you think of your top 10 favorite movies, they're a tier above lots of stuff that's out right now, came out before them, shows up on Mystery Science Theater, right? This is the real movies, if you like movies. Well, these guys are playing the real music, if you like band literature. We have, our first piece is by Holst, and this is his first suite in E-flat for military band. It's become one of the most popular pieces in the repertoire because it sounds good. It starts with a chaconne, which is a bass line. And this bass line gets passed throughout the ensemble. You get to hear it in the tuba. Yes, tuba gets melody first, okay? And you hear it in the tuba and euphonium. It passes through the band. Holst takes it, he flips it upside down and gives it to the saxophones. He puts it in thirds and gives it to the trumpets. He puts different melodies above and below it and just continuously works it throughout the entire first movement. The second movement, the intermezzo, is a little bit faster. It's a dance. It works on the same melodic content as the first. So we're not going to take a very long pause in between the first movement and the second movement. Not even room for you to applaud. We're going to charge right into it. And then the third movement is a march. Everybody loves a march. And it works with that same melodic idea, and it's a big fanfare to finish us off. So we really hope that you enjoy the three movements played continuously of Gustav Holst's first suite in E-flat for military band. So as you can see, that piece had a number of soloists, really exposed parts, really heavy parts, and some brass to just blow your hair back. They've done a great job. It's a lot of hard work to be in band. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's an optional thing. It's not required. There is yet to be you need 4 years of band in order to get your diploma. So these students, in particular, the ones who are in their 4th year of high school and have stuck with it, do a great job. So what I'd like to do at this point, if there are any seniors in the first 2 ensembles and any seniors on stage, if you guys could, seniors who are in the audience, come on up, and seniors on stage, please stand up and get some recognition for making it through band. Yeah, come on up. Isis, you come on stage, come on stage. Excellent. So these men and women have really done a great job. It's been a pleasure to have them for the last 2 years, and they've been really an inspiration to the program as a whole, because as you grow up in a program, you make that program. So whatever it happens, whatever it changes into, whatever it develops into, it's very little to do with the person holding a stick. It has a lot to do with the people playing the instruments. So thank you, seniors, for what you've contributed to this program, and it will live on a long time. Our final piece for tonight's concert is one that is in a series of dances. It's a move your feet type of tune. This is Symphonic Dance number 3, Fiesta, by Clifton Williams. Has a very Latin feel to it, and it depicts dancing. It depicts a fun, festive evening. It depicts a bullfight. It just takes a lot of things that you may do in your time abroad and experience, and it brings them all into one musical program for you tonight. It's really fun because it's in an unusual meter. A lot of the tune is in 5/4. There's a waltz section in the middle. And again, it features a soloist. So we have on trumpet Mr. Aidan Bergsman, and it's going to be a great time. We hope you enjoy Symphonic Dance number 3, Fiesta. Thank you.